Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, December 16. In Squiz Kids today, Biden's plea for peace, Argentina's solar eclipse, the cricket rookies' test debut, and BTS win big. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
President-elect of the United States, Joe Biden, took one very important step towards the White House yesterday when the official body that counts votes declared that he had won. It was a big victory for Biden and another setback for his rival, President Donald Trump, who continues to argue that the election wasn't fair. Speaking after the Electoral College had announced that with his 306 votes compared to Trump's 232, Joe Biden had won the presidency, Biden said it was time for the country to stop fighting itself, to turn the page and to unite and heal. Noting that more Americans had turned out to vote in this presidential election than any other in history, the incoming prez said it was an election that ought to be celebrated, not attacked. Next stop before the White House? The members of Congress, which is like our Parliament in Canberra, will check the vote on January 6 and then on to Inauguration Day on January 20, which is when the new president is sworn into office. And there's your civics lesson for the day. Up to 1,000 homes in northern New South Wales were being evacuated or on high alert late yesterday and into last night as all the water from the rain that has fallen in the past 3 days started making its way into river systems and threatened to turn into floods. Emergency crews continued to work around the clock to help residents of towns like Murwillumbah and Tumbulgum, who could do nothing but watch on helplessly as the flood waters rose. Not so helpless was the dog owner in Byron Bay, who momentarily lost her pooch in a shoulder-high wall of sea foam that had built up there following 2 days of waves crashing onto the beach. Hazel the pup dived into the sea foam and was lost for a minute or so before being dug out by her owner. There's a link to a video of the rescue in today's episode notes.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a new story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Argentina, where stargazers and amateur astronomers have been treated to the rare sight of a total solar eclipse. What's a solar eclipse? It's when the moon passes directly in front of the sun and blocks out all the light, plunging the earth into darkness. It can only happen when the earth, the sun and the moon are all in a straight line, and the darkness only falls on the section of the earth where the moon casts its shadow, meaning that there is darkness for a few minutes in the middle of the day. And this year it happened to be in the South American country of Argentina. The next total solar eclipse to happen in Australia is scheduled for 2023. But if you can't wait that long, there are links in today's episode notes to video of the Argentinian one, plus a cool explainer video. You're welcome.
Sport time.
He's only 21 years old, comes from Perth in Western Australia, and unless there's a last-minute hiccup, Cameron Green will make his Test cricket debut for Australia tomorrow as we take on India in Adelaide. Green was under an injury cloud for most of the week after he copped a ball to the head last week and was put on concussion watch. But if the doctors say he's good to go, Green will become the 495th Aussie cricketer to pull on the famous baggy green, which is the name given to the hat that Australia's Test cricket players wear. Aussie selectors who pick the team, not to mention all Aussie cricket fans, are all hoping the young all-rounder turns in a repeat performance of the 100 runs he scored against India last week whilst playing in the Australia A side. The Test match, which will take place from tomorrow until Sunday at Adelaide Oval, is also something of a first. It will be the first day-night test played between the Australian and Indian men's teams. How's that?
Pop Culture Corner.
Just when you thought there was nothing left for Korean boy band BTS to achieve, they've gone and been named by Time magazine as Entertainers of the Year. Time is an important news magazine that is published in America. Each year, it casts its eye across the political and cultural landscape and chooses people who have made a big impact on the world scene. Explaining why they chose BTS for the honour, the editors of Time magazine said, "In an era marked by so much anguish and cynicism, BTS has stayed true to their message of kindness, connection, and self-acceptance." Which we reckon is dynamite. Must be almost the end of the year. The jokes are getting lamer by the second.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country were stargazers treated to a total solar eclipse this week? That's right, it's Argentina. Question number 2. What's the name of the rookie Aussie cricketer about to make his test debut? Yeah, it's Cameron Green. Question number 3. Which Korean boy band has been named Time magazine's Entertainer of the Year? You got it, it's BTS.
Shout-outs.
It's December 16, birthday of famous composer Ludwig van Beethoven and famous author Jane Austen. So, if you were born today, there's some pretty big shoes to fill. Plus, it's only 9 sleeps till Christmas. We're in single digits, people. Silver bells, it's almost Christmas time in the city. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Oscar from Newcastle, Archie from Bathurst, Ethan from Wishart, Miranda from Abbotsford, Taylin from Shoal Bay. And some belated birthday shout-outs to Lucy from Killara and Sam from Canberra. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Lisa and Erin's class from Settlers Farm campus in Adelaide, Class S2T from Blackwell Public School, Class KS from St Helens Park Public School, Class 1CC at Kew Primary School, Class 5-6P with Miss Pyers from Carlingford Public School, all the Year 6 kids from Abbotsford Public School, and a very special shout-out to Mrs Jensen from St Joseph's Catholic Primary School in Moorebank, who is leaving at the end of term. Her students wish her the best of luck, as do we. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out. Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids.
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.